can navigate between them.
Yeah. Regarding cars in Israel, you could say the same for Tesla. We started having Tesla during these like 2 years. And after the crisis ended and people a bit came back to work, you would expect them to have less traffic jams right now in
Right.
Israel. And now we have so much more traffic jams because all of these Mercedes and all of these like all the cars that people bought, it's somebody needs to drive them somewhere. And now
Yeah.
it's like much horrible, much worse than it
That's a
was.
very Israeli thing, because on one hand, we need a car to escape. That's very rooted in our culture. On the other hand, we all want to actually own a house, a piece of land. So we want a piece of land here in Israel, but we need a car to escape if we need it. So
Yeah.
it's a bit rooted in our culture.
Yeah, you're right. Do you think that there is something in Israel that makes us decision make because we're like a post-traumatic place, more or less, you could say, right? So our decision making is faster, is more gut related, it's more intuitive. It's what does that mean?
It goes to the broader question: is there any differences between cultures and decision making?
Right.
And the short answer is no. The longer answer is yes, but again, it's so small compared to the main power, the main pattern. So only if you fine tune your process, it's worth considering. So
Mm-hmm.
if you only start to think about decision making, it's pretty much the same for all of us. If you worked already for a few years about building the right product or the right process, and now you fine tune your product to specific culture, then you can actually gather a value from thinking about the culture. Having said that, we do have a unique ability to jump from one thing to other thing, and to what we would call it to be agile, right? Or to be lean. It became very popular in the recent
Yeah.
years, and just because of, as you said, we can't allow ourselves to be too much attached to something, because we may lose it. It's a post-traumatic way of thinking.
Mm-hmm.
So it helps in entrepreneurship. It damages other aspects of life, but that's
Yeah.
another talk.
Yeah. It surprises me when you say that. I expected that you'll say that there are people who are more maximizer in Europe compared to maybe more entrepreneurial countries like maybe Israel or some parts of the US, because they're, as you said, like moving faster, making decisions, taking more risks is part of decision making in a fast decision making. And it
So
seems
there
to me,
are,
yeah.
sorry,
No, it seems to me that there are, but maybe,
there are differences. But if you're starting to think about decision making and your process, your products, or your management style, that's gonna
Mhm.
be the tier two or tier three fine
Mm,
tuning, because you have so much to do just with the main patterns of decision making, which is common for all Homo sapienses. That's the
mhm.
social part of social psychology.
Yeah,
Those all insights, they are actually psychology, not economics. It's just by
yeah,
coincidence they become known as behavioral economics. That's actually psychology, social psychology, mainly social, a
yeah,
little bit of cognitive psychology and other. And
yeah,
social means that that's common for all Homo sapienses. And you may find some differences between cultures, but there is a very heavy core which is common.